okay, I mean, to answer this question in isolation.
You're letting in your ear.
I didn't mean to take the whole crowd. I was just talking to the one lady. But to answer this question, we have to go back to a more fundamental question, which is Muslim belief, about God. Like, because I can't answer this question independently from that question.
Don't be gullible. That's why you
But no, here's the thing. Listen, like, first of all, the most important belief is that we believe in God. We believe in the Creator. Because if there wasn't a Creator, then there wouldn't be pigs, and then there wouldn't be you, and there wouldn't be me, and there wouldn't be. We believe there wouldn't be anything, right? So there's a Creator who created us, and we believe that He's given us guidelines and commands by which to live our life. So in the Quran, now I'm coming to your question. Like in the Quran, it says not to eat pig. Sometimes in the Quran, it tells you not to do something, and it gives you the reasons why. Like, so for example, with alcohol, it says don't drink alcohol, and it says because this is an evil abomination of Satan, and there's more evil in it than good. Like there's some good in alcohol, but it says there's more bad in it. So it gives you some kind of reasoning. But sometimes the Quran tells you to do something, and it doesn't give you the reason why. So the truth is, I think you asked the question about the pork. So even though some Muslims will say, oh, we don't eat it because it's a dirty animal, we don't eat it because, I don't know, it can cause tapeworm in your body. But the true reason, just to finish the answer, the true reason is that there is no reason given. In the Quran, God did not give any reason for why pork is forbidden. He just said not to eat it. So maybe there's not a scientific reason for it, it could be a spiritual reason for it. Maybe spiritually for my soul, somehow it's spiritually not good for me to eat it. We don't know the reason.
Have you tasted it?
Only accidentally. Only accidentally, yeah.
Altså, kun lidt uheldig.
It's not something that holds an attraction to me. Yeah. There's bad things that one is attracted to, and then there's some bad things you're not attracted to. So, I mean, if alcohol was allowed, I'm sure I would have tasted it by now. But if pork was allowed, like I'm not interested. I'm not. It doesn't appeal to me anyway.
What do you think about, I believe in, I have a Christian.
Okay.
But what do you think of that?
You should have been listening to him. You were listening.
No, something interesting. And it gives me something to think about.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I think as you already know, there's a lot of similarities between Christianity and Islam, and we Muslims profess to believe in the same one God that Jews and Christians believe in. But there are differences, of course, right? So the main difference in our understanding of God is that most Christians, I don't know about you, but most Christians are Trinitarian, which means that they say that there's only one God, but that one God is three persons. God the Father, God the Son, God the Holy Spirit. So we Muslims don't say that. We just say that God is one. It's simple in Dutch, it's simple in English, it's simple in Arabic, it's simple in every language. So one is one.
I think that actually we all believe in the same we all believe in someone.
Yes.
And I actually think that God is actually the same person.
There's only one God. There's only one God. It wasn't a different God who made me and a different God who made you. So it's one God, but the question is just who has the correct, or the more correct understanding of God. So from our perspective, we say that God is not three. We shouldn't say that He's three because Moses didn't say that, Abraham didn't say that, Jesus didn't say that, our Prophet Muhammad didn't say that. They all taught that God is one. That's it. And we don't believe God ever came down and became a man, because if He came down and became a man, it would be a little bit unfair to all of you women, right?
Yeah, that's right.
It's okay, why didn't God become a woman, right? And if He became a woman, okay, if He becomes a Jewish woman, the Arabs will say, why did He become a Jewish woman? Why not an Arab woman? If He became an Arab woman, the Jews would say, why did He become an Arab woman? If He became, I don't know, you get what I'm saying? If He became Dutch, the Germans would say, why? So we Muslims, when we say Allahu Akbar, it means Allah, God is the greatest, and He's bigger than this. He's bigger than being a man or a woman or an Arab or a Jew. He's something greater than this.
You believe in Allah?
So Allah is the Arabic word for God.
Oh, okay.
Allah is the Arabic word for God. It means
I thought
God.
that Allah was a person, you know, like...
No. There's no pictures, there's no drawings of Allah because Allah is the unseen creator, God.
It's kind of like a feeling.
See, when you go home, read in your Bible, read Gospel of Matthew. At the end of the Gospel of Matthew, or is it Mark? I think it's at the end of the Gospel of Matthew when Jesus is on the cross. He cries out some words in Hebrew, and he says, Eloi, Eloi, lama sabachthani. My Eloh, why did you leave me? My God, why did you forsake me? So in other words, in Hebrew, he used a similar word, Eloh. Today in Denmark, yeah, but just one point, please.
So just because Jesus said on the cross he called out to God, he was calling out to his as he speaks.
No, not Yahweh, he used the word Eloh. He actually said Eloh.
He wasn't calling to Allah.
Okay, so was he calling out to a Trinitarian Eloh?
For sure, Jesus Christ definitely in the Bible.
So Jesus was praying to himself too.
He was crying out to the Father. They have an eternal relationship.
But he didn't say the Father, he said Eloh, which means God.
Crying out to Yahweh. He was not crying to...
He didn't use the word Yahweh. He didn't use the word Yahweh.
So Jesus Christ died on the cross and then 600 years.
So yeah, it's really interesting because today in Denmark, let's say in Denmark, if you saw a man with a beard wearing loose clothes and falling on his face and praying, like it says in Gospel of Matthew, it says Jesus fell on his face and prayed. So imagine a man with a beard, he's falling on his face and praying, and he's praying, Eloh. What will you think about this man, right? You won't say, I think he's a Calvinist Christian. I think he's a Roman Catholic. I think, no, all of you will say, oh, there's a Muslim man praying. Isn't that right?
Actually, yes.
And if you see a woman dressed like Mary, the mother of Jesus, in Denmark, if you see a woman, she's got her hair covered, and she's got her arms and loose covered, what will you say? You say what? It's crazy. I meant in terms of religious affiliation. What will you think if she's got her hair covered? You will know it's a Muslim woman, right? You'll know it's a Muslim woman. But she's dressed like Mary, the mother of Jesus. It's something to think about, right?
In Islam, it doesn't say you don't have to cover your face. There's nowhere in the Quran to say cover your face.
You brought it up.
She asked me.
Yeah. It's not allowed. I wasn't talking about the face bit. I was saying, I want you to imagine a lady dressed like Mary. So she has her hair covered, and she's wearing loose clothes, she's got her arms covered. Wouldn't all of you, even in Denmark, wouldn't you all of you look at her and say, oh, there's a Muslim lady, right? You'll know she's a Muslim lady. So it's something to think about. That a person who dresses and looks like Mary, you know that's a Muslim. And a person who looks like Jesus and prays like Jesus, worships like Jesus, you'll think he's a Muslim. You won't say he's a Christian or a Jew. You'll say that's a Muslim. Do you have any questions about Islam other than the pork?
What do you think about to have when it comes to the eyes? What do you think about that? You're allowed to accept that. Yes, what do you say?
Burger, yeah, you want a burger, right?
Yeah, but you can have the your hair. Yeah, you can have that.
I think that's not too much, and it doesn't come from Islam, it doesn't come from religion.
It's actually the wives of the Prophet. So there's a religious aspect. I mean, it's okay. I mean, Muslims have to live by the laws of the land. So if they want to live in Denmark, they have to live by the laws of the land. right? And most Muslim scholars don't believe that the face has to be covered. Most Muslim scholars believe that just the hair and the body has to be covered. So, and that's good enough. That's okay. That's okay. It's not a problem, right? Sorry.
If you're not wearing a scarf, you're not actually Muslim or what?
No. Even if a lady's not wearing a scarf, she's still a Muslim. She's still a Muslim. But she's not fulfilling something that she's supposed to be fulfilling. So, for example, even as a man, for example, as a Muslim man, I should grow a beard. So if I don't grow a beard, it doesn't mean that I'm not a Muslim anymore. But I'm not doing everything I'm supposed to be doing.
So it's bad. I'm actually a Muslim myself. I'm actually from Islam.
Okay. You're from Turkish background? Okay.
So you don't believe it's bad that I'm not wearing.
Yeah, it is. You're not fulfilling something that you're supposed to be fulfilling. In Islam, covering wearing the hijab is part of Islam. So that is something you should be doing. But you're taking the discussion to this topic. There's much larger, more important topics. So, for example, there's women who wear the hijab, but they're not praying 5 times a day. On the other hand, I know some ladies who don't wear the hijab, but they do pray 5 times a day. So the more important thing here is praying 5 times a day. You'll be asked about this first. So I'm just saying if. I'm not going to ask you right now, and there's camera there. I'm saying if you don't pray 5 times a day, and obviously you don't wear hijab, between these two things, I would say fix the prayers first. Fix the prayers first. Yeah, start your 5 prayers first, and then the rest can come slowly too. You know, like nobody's perfect, right? Nobody's perfect. I'm not perfect. So we're not saying that you're not a Muslim because you don't cover your head. We're not saying that.
So where did it come from that you have to cover your head to be able to cover your hair to be a Muslim?
Where does that obligation come from? From the Quran. It comes from the Hadith. The Prophet Muhammad, peace be upon him, was asked, for example, by a lady that what part of the body should she cover when she's in public, and he said everything except face and hands. So this is why we Muslims believe that there's a dress code for men and for women. There's a dress code.
But where did the hijab come in now? Because they cover more than just their face, their whole face.
Oh, you're talking about the veil now, the face
Yeah,
veil.
well, both things, because the hijab, I think that covers everything except the eyes.
Usually they call that the burqa or the niqab. The burqa or the niqab. Okay, so now you're asking not where hijab comes from, but where does niqab come from, the face veil?
If you say hijab comes from the asking a woman to cover her hair, then everything should cover, it's nothing but her hands and face. How did it come in that she has to cover her eyes there too?
There's a saying of the Prophet Muhammad, as I explained, where he said that the woman should cover everything when she's in public, and he pointed to the face and the hands. He pointed face and hands. So that's how we get to the idea that when a Muslim woman is in public, or when she's around men that she's not related to, then she should cover everything except the face and the hands. But some scholars, now the second part of your question is, what about the face veil? Why the face? So some of the scholars say that when the Prophet said she should cover everything except this and this, he was pointing not at the face, he was pointing at the eyes. So those scholars say she should cover everything except the eyes. But the majority said, no, the face is okay. She can show that to a stranger, it's okay. That's why there's some difference of opinion. But they all agree on the head and the body. They all agree on that. Every civilized society has a dress code, right? Every civilized society has a dress code. Even in Denmark, like if I was walking out naked on the street, I'm sure the police will come and have a talk with me, right? So we have the same concept that a civilized society, there has to be a dress code, but the threshold is different. The threshold, meaning the standard, the definition, this is different. This is different between us. Right? But again, if you are coming from a Christian background, remember, whenever you see pictures of the Virgin Mary, whenever you see statues of her, you always see she is wearing the hijab, right? She has her head covered, she's wearing loose clothes. And I always jokingly say, I don't mean to be disrespectful, I'm just, if you pick up that statue of Mary, she's wearing the hijab, right? If you look underneath the statue, it doesn't say made in Afghanistan, made in Saudi Arabia, made in Iran, no, right? So Christians know that this is how the mother of Jesus used to dress. But again, I'm only answering these questions because you asked me. These are not the most important questions. These are not the most important questions. We believe as Muslims when we die, the angels will come to our grave and the first thing they will ask after they've established that you're Muslim, who was your God, who was your prophet? So once they've established that you're a Muslim, then the first thing they'll ask you is about the 5 salah, you know, the 5 prayers. You say namaz as well? Namaz?
الإعجاب بالفيديو والاشتراك في القناة تشجيعا لنا لنستمر بنشر المزيد إن شاء الله.